All right, this video covers discipline management and all things discipline. Make sure you have a plan. We encourage you to assign teacher detentions and consequences. If you feel the whatever the student did is deserving of a teacher assigned detention, please assign those. Document them. You can use a referral form if you'd like. That way you have some paper or some documentation. But just make sure you're fair, consistent, and reasonable. Make sure you give them plenty of time to finish whatever assigned discipline you gave them. Make sure you give them discipline that falls within our vision: empower, impact, and love. Sometimes our students are at the mercy of their parents' schedule. They can't serve a 2-hour detention in 48 hours. They can't. So make sure you're fair with what you give them, and always try to incorporate some sort of tutoring or something in your discipline, in your detentions. That way they're kind of not only serving what you want, but they're also maybe improving their grades. Document. Please call parents. If you assign a discipline referral, you should call a parent. Please don't assume our parents won't answer, and don't assume that they're not going to help us. I've received 99% positive feedback from parents last year that were thankful that they knew what was going on. They will discuss and handle it at home, and were appreciative of what we were doing. Please, please, please let them help us. When you do write a referral, at that time we're going to use our training and our expertise to decide on what the appropriate consequence is. If you ever have an issue or question about the punishment handed out, please just come chat with us, email us something. Please understand the why. If you don't understand the why, please come talk. When you write your referrals, please just write the facts. Include times, details. Don't include names of other students. And do not just walk in and drop off a referral and without the student. We don't do drop-off referrals. Wait till you see that student in the next class. If you don't think they'll come down, send them with another student, or we'll come get them. Here's an example of a good referral. This gives me the name of the student, gives me the location, and it gives me the exact date and time. I can go to the cameras. I can find this information. And between that and talking to the student and pulling in witnesses, I can come to a very, very, very tight conclusion on what happened and have a good plan for discipline with this student. Bad example is here. This is a FERPA violation. This is list many names. And please know that the names will come out. The names will come out when we start our investigation. When we look at the video, we'll find out who else is involved. Just put the name of the student involved only. Here's an example of an emotional referral. We've all written this one. But we have to understand that this student is going to read this on the way down to the office. And not only have they've been written up, now they have been, their feelings are hurt, for lack of better words. They think their teacher's given up on them. They hear this enough at home. So when you feel this way and you know you've had enough, she's always late, nothing helps, I'm going to check every box because they should get in trouble for everything, I'm done. Please just write details of what happened and then come talk to us if there's a bigger situation. Sometimes these big picture things, there's a lot going on with that student, and we need to get kind of get the full story. All right, reporting illegal activity. If you suspect something that's not an immediate threat, you smell marijuana, you hear kids talking about being drunk, you hear them talking about maybe fighting after class, anything of that nature, please call 7833. Do not try to call us directly. A lot of times we're not in our office. Call 7833. Let the front office know. They'll get a hold of us, and we'll be there quickly. Below the second bullet there are codes to use. If you smell marijuana on a student or you see that they have it, you can call and use a discrete code of, I think I have a possible 10D in A2. Well, that gives us exactly the information we need to go in and handle the situation. You have to be able to identify the student. You can't just say, I smell weed, find it. We're not allowed to do that. We have to have reason. We have to know that you smelt it on that student or you saw it on that student to give us reason to get that student. If you see a dangerous item, and I wrote weapon, but really a dangerous item, not a gun or something like that, but if you see something that could be dangerous, maybe a club or something, please call, and you can call for a 1037. If you see a gun or you see an active shooter situation developing, you call 7833 and you let the front office know immediately we have to go into a lockdown. You have that ability. Though all we ask is that we don't call for a lockdown if we suspect something, if we think something. If we call for a lockdown, it means we see the gun, we see an active shooter situation developing, or we know that student has that gun and is about to use it. Those things are awful to say, but it is the world we live in now. We have to be prepared. But please understand that if you call for a lockdown, it is because you see the gun and you see the active shooter situation developing. Remember, at some point, that student's going to return to your class. No matter what they did, no matter how severe the punishment is, 99% of the time, they're coming back at some point. You have to have a plan on how to welcome them back. Remember, when they're in ISIP or ISS, you have to send work. You don't get to just send work the first day and not send it again. They have to have work every day. When they leave ISIP or ISS, they should be on pace with the other students in that class. We know they're not going to have the same information. We know they're missing your expertise in the subject. We know that, but we're not allowed to let them fall behind just because they're in an alternative setting. Please go visit them. Find one time during their stay, if that's it, to go visit them, sit down and have a quick 2-minute conversation with how they're doing. What can I do for you? I can't wait for you to come back to class. It's so powerful in building that relationship, and you'll be amazed when they come back to your class how much improved they are in terms of discipline. That means a lot to those students. Please communicate. Communicate with students, communicate with parents, communicate with us. I already said, don't assume our parents won't answer or help. It's the opposite. And remember, in all situations with professionals, with our peers, with students, we have to de-escalate situations. We have to know how to talk to people. We cannot take any situation and make it worse. It is our job to de-escalate, even if it involves swallowing our pride and getting that conversation behind a closed door where we can talk and iron things out. We have to de-escalate situations, especially in front of students and especially with students. Once again, if you have any questions, please call me at 7809. Thank you.